You're watching Tech Support Forum's YouTube channel.
Hello everyone, this is Carpet Fizz from Tech Support Forum's YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to manipulate time in any source game. A source game is basically a game that's published by Valve, such as CSS, CSGO, Left 4 Dead 2, Team Fortress 2, things like that, or Half-Life. But this will work on pretty much any game that will let you type in commands, things like that, and that it's running on source. And to do this, I'm going to be demonstrating with Gmod, just because I have more things at my disposal to show you how it works. But so yeah, let's get started. Basically, any command that you're going to be using in a source game is pretty much called a cheat. So in order to use the commands, we have to enable cheats. In order to do that, we need the developer console, which is basically this big gray box. And to enable it, we have to click the tilde button, which is basically this squiggly line on your keyboard, and that is to the left of your 1 key and right above the tab key. So when you press this, it should come up. However, if it doesn't, all we have to do is enable it. So go to your options. The options menu is pretty much the same in any Valve game. So options, go to your keyboard, tab, advanced, check the box that says enable developer console, okay, apply, okay, and that should work. And if you click it, it should bring up the box. Let's go ahead and start by enabling the cheats first. So type in sv underscore cheats 1, and by default it's at cheats 0. So by saying 1, you're saying that the cheats are enabled. And if you typed it correctly, it should just either go to the next line or give you a yellow confirmation. However, if you didn't, it should say something like unknown command. So just make sure that you typed it correctly. Again, it's sv underscore cheats space 1. Now that we have cheats enabled, we can type the commands in. So I'm going to be showing you two things in this tutorial: how to manipulate time and how to bind it to a key, meaning that let's say that I pressed a certain key, it would automatically go to slow motion, or if I pressed a key, it would automatically speed everything up. So right now I'm going to be showing you what the slow motion looks like and what the fast motion looks like without the key bindings. We'll get into that later. So to get slow motion, just type in host underscore timescale 0.2. And what the 0.2 means, it's basically the percentage of time in relation to 100%. So 100% means real time, which is basically your normal speed, normal game speed, and 0.2 is 20% of that, meaning that it's 80% less than what it normally is. So it's 80% slower than what it normally is. And you can change this number to anything like 0.1, meaning that it's 90% less, which is the 0.1 basically is saying that it's 10% of 100, right? And you can even go lower if you want, like that, but it's not really fun to play when it's extremely slow. I like to keep it at 0.2 because to me it's just slow enough. But that last bit you can change, but just make sure that you type in host underscore timescale space and then your number. And now that that works, hopefully everything is in slow motion for me right now. As you can see, it seems like I'm jumping on the moon. I'm just going to switch to a weapon to see. So, and then the reload looks really cool in slow motion, especially for other more complicated weapons. But so as you can see that the slow motion is indeed working. This is my favorite one for reload. There's so much detail. But let's go back to our console and host underscore timescale 1.0. And 1.0 obviously means 100%, meaning that it's full time. So we switched to that, and again, if you typed it incorrectly, it should just go to the next line, and when you resume game, everything's at normal time basically. So now that that works, I'll just show you quickly what the fast motion looks like. Same thing, host timescale, and you can put it at 1.5, meaning that it's 150% of the normal speed, or you could even put it at like 200% or 2.0, sorry. And now I'm walking around really fast, and I'm not running either. This is me just pressing the walk button. It's going super fast. If I run, it's even faster. Again, this last number you could change to whatever you want, but make sure that it's just host underscore timescale. Now what we want to do is bind the timescale value to a key. So what we just did was that we enabled it and then we left it like that. It was just like the motion that we set it to until we changed it back, right? Let's say that I had set it to 0.2 and it stayed 0.2 until I typed in 1.0. We don't want that because it's not that fun to play in slow motion 100% of the time. So in order to do that, we're going to assign it a key. And to do that, we just type in alias plus slowmo. And this, you can name it whatever you want. It's basically like assigning a variable plus slowmo and then host underscore timescale 0.2. And I'm just going to briefly go over what we just did here. Alias is just saying that you're pretty much going to define a variable. Plus means that it's going to use whatever command that you're going to put in next to it. So alias space plus slowmo space host underscore timescale space 0.2. So this last part is basically what we've been doing over here and here and here, but we just add this to give it a variable value. Okay, and if you type that incorrectly, it should just go to the next line and not yield any errors. So now since we did alias plus slowmo, we're going to give it what a minus slowmo would look like. So now we type alias minus slowmo, and make sure you keep the name the same, and then host underscore timescale 1.0. So of course, when you don't want it in slow motion, hence the minus, you want it in normal speed. Okay, and if you type that incorrectly, just go to the next line again. And now that we've given an alias to slowmo, or to the host timescale value, we're just going to assign the alias to a key. In order to do that, bind. So a good key, I guess, would be Z. It's close to your hand, and then most Valve games don't really use the key Z. Bind Z to plus slowmo, meaning that whenever you hit Z, it uses whatever value plus slowmo is. And yeah, we're just gonna see how that's gonna look like in game. Right now, it's in normal motion, I think. Hold on, it was still at the fast motion, so let me just set the game back to normal motion so that you could see. Alright, so now we're in normal motion, and now I held Z on my keyboard, and everything's in slow motion. But when I let go, it's in normal motion. And again, it's in normal motion, but I held Z right now. Everything's in slow motion, and this can be really fun. Let's say that I spawn. Let's say that I spawn a manhack, alright, and then I switch to my Magnum, and I hold Z, and yeah, it's like the coolest thing ever. Alright, and you can have a lot of fun with this. Let me just demonstrate with another thing. Let's see, what's a good NPC that... Alright, a zombie. And let's demonstrate a different weapon. Alright, and I held Z while doing that. And now I'm just letting go so I can run around freely. So yeah, that's how you manipulate the time and assign it to a variable. All these commands, I'll be putting it in the description so that you can just copy and paste it instead of having to type it. but just make sure that you can't put it in all at once. You have to put it in line by line, at least through my experience. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you could do a lot of cool stuff with this on Gmod or any other Valve game for that matter. But make sure that you are in a single player mode or you're running your own server, because this will not work on a regular multiplayer server, because if the admin is smart, they wouldn't have cheats enabled, and you're not allowed to enable that yourself. So this worked for me because I was in single player, and it will work on if I had my own dedicated server. I could enable cheats and I would be able to use it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If it taught you something new, or you enjoyed the tutorial, please leave a like rating below or subscribe to Tech Support Forums YouTube channel. Thank you.
This has been another great presentation from the Tech Support Forum YouTube channel. Go to our website at www.techsupportforum.com for all your IT inquiries.